You guys already know that I'm new to Toastmaster, but I'm also new here at the CDC. And working here, this funny thing keeps happening to me. And it's happened so many times that I've actually given it a name. I call it the CDC effect. And it's what happens when someone finds out I work here. First thing that happens is that they their eyes glaze over and they're like, wow. Then they turn around and say, listen, my dad's friend's brother, Bob, he works here, we know him. And I'm thinking, there's thousands of people here on different campuses. How am I going to know Bob? I don't say that. So they finally finish by saying, well, how did you get this job at the CDC? Today I want to share with you guys my journey here. I'm going to talk about 3.5 jobs I had before coming here. And I'm willing to bet you guys can't guess what that half job was before I started here. So my first job was back in high school. I was doing every girl's dream job. I was selling diamonds at a jewelry store. Yes, at the age of 17, I knew the 4 C's of a fabulous diamond: cut, color, clarity, and carat. And I once got a chance to hold a 5-carat, $85,000 stone in my hand. That is bad news for the guy that wants to propose to me one day. So you'd think that with all of this, I would love this job, right? Wrong, I hated it. I hated it because it was high-pressure sales. And to top it off, not only did I have to twist people's arms to get them to buy, but I also did it without getting paid commission. So I must have been crazy, right? On the plus side, I did learn a thing or two about negotiating, but these guys were training me to be a used car salesman, so I had to let that go. My second job was in college, and I actually started my own little graphic and web design business. It was called NVIDIA Design LLC. I thought I was going to be rich. That didn't quite work out, but I did learn a few things about networking. I learned the power of networking because I had basically no money to spend on advertising. So any customers I had was either word of mouth or business cards. And along the way, I met some very just passionate individuals. My clients were small businesses, mom and pop stores, people that had this go-getting spirit that I absolutely loved. Unfortunately, I had to close up shop when I found out that I had received a scholarship to do research abroad. During college, I had become really passionate about research, specifically spinal cord injury research. So I gave my clients away, packed my bags, and went to Valencia, Spain. In Spain, my research project was a Fulbright grant, and I was investigating a possible treatment for spinal cord injuries. I basically played with paraplegic rats, gave them injections into their spine to help them walk again. It was really interesting research. Now, I will spend the next 9 speeches talking about my adventures in Spain and the research that I did there. But I'm sure everyone here is dying to know what my half a job was. And it actually happened while I was in Spain. And it happened because my grant had ended and I didn't want to come home. So I tried to find a way to stay there longer. There's 3 options. I could have gotten a job, which I found out was illegal with my visa. It was a student visa. I could have gotten married, which couldn't find anybody to give me that 5-carat stone. Or I could have continued my education. So I enrolled in a master's program in neuroscience, thinking that the lab I had worked at for the past year for free, basically, would fund this extra time I wanted to stay there. It was originally a verbal agreement, but 6 months into that second year, and they hadn't paid me much. I was furious, I was broke, and it was the worst Christmas ever. So I had to find another way to make money, at least to finish my master's. So for my 3.5 job, I became a tour guide in the city center. This was not the official tour guide. This was actually the unofficial one that started 30 minutes earlier. And it wasn't illegal because, first of all, it was free and it was voluntary. And because it was free, I didn't get paid anything. The only time I made money was if these tourists gave me tips. I had good days and I had bad days, but enough to pay for those final 6 months in Spain. So, how does a tour guide end up at the CDC? When I knew it was time to come back home, I did a little networking. I had a friend that had worked here, and she told me about an all-right position that was available. I had to do a little bit of negotiating because I was in Spain. So the only thing I could do was a phone interview. And finally, my research background, I think, helped. I gave my thesis presentation on July 31st. I left Spain on August 13th, and I started work Monday, August 15th. and I've been here ever since. I love the CDC. I want to stay here for a long time, at least long enough to know everybody's name, so I can answer that question. Thank you.